a day-by-day thing, just taking it day by day. I think the whole world knows that I'm dealing with something, been dealing with something. And I think the whole point of that game was coming back and getting done what we need to get done, and obviously having this time to rest, so here it is.
How beneficial is it then that you got that bye and now you've got 2 weeks not only to get even healthier, but 2 weeks to also practice, get back?
I think that's a great point. I think it's a lot of time for us to grow as a team. I think when challenges or different things are thrown in front of you, ultimately you have to find a way to overcome them. And that's where my mind is, regardless of how this ends. And I think for us, we just want to get better as a team. I think we got a lot of good work in today. We've had great conversations. Really haven't taken an off day since the game. So it's been daily deposits in that, and we all know our goals, so we just want to attack it.
Jalen, what was your takeaway from watching the tape of the Giants game?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn from in that game. Obviously, we want to continue to strive and play our best ball. I don't think we've done it yet all year, so I think for us to have the opportunity in front of us, let's do it at the best time.
Yeah, how excited are you to get it rolling?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Just being in the link, having our home fans here. We obviously travel well, but being in this city in Philly, I'm excited to see the atmosphere. I know it's going to be electric.
With that, having potentially 2 home games to the Super Bowl, having the #1 seed, having the record you guys do, a lot of people say Super Bowl or bust. Is that your guys' mindset? Will anything less than that be a disappointment?
I think we're taking it one day at a time. That's everybody's goal in the end, but you don't get to that point without handling business in the front end. So we're kind of looking at getting better, today, coming back in tomorrow, taking it day by day, and then ultimately when we know our opponent, we'll prepare for them.
What did you learn about yourself during the 2 weeks? We know how diligent you are. What did you learn about not being able to play and to not maybe do all the things you normally do?
I've always been a man that has embraced everything that's thrown my way, trying to find ways to overcome it and ultimately make it happen. I think there are different challenges that come throughout your career, and you have to find a way to look them in the face and face them. And I'm fortunate to be where I am now, and I'm fortunate to be where we are. Fortunate to see how far we've come as a team. To think about all the different challenges that have come across this year, and we've been able to overcome them. So now, the best thing that you could ask for is to essentially, be in a position like we're in right now, and that's something that we want to take advantage of. And it comes from the work. It doesn't. There's nothing more that we have to do other than being ourselves. We have to be unwavering, be diligent in this whole entire process. But again, treat it the same, approach it the same. We've been a team that is focused on getting better every day this whole entire time. So nothing changes now.
How much of a challenge is it for you to play your game when you're not 100%?
Yeah, it's different. It's not the first time I've done it, though. It's happened a number of times. I think this has been a very public venture, but I've been able to navigate that, and I have no problem with doing that. That's a thing that I have to kind of get my mind right to do, and it takes what it takes. At the end of the day, if you want something done, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Have you played with this injury before? You said it's a public one. Have you played with this type of injury before?
I've played with injuries before.
Nick said that he tried to give everybody the day off on Monday, but you wanted to come in and watch film anyway.
Yeah.
Why was that important to you to come in?
I think Miss Sirianni gave me a hard time about that one, and his kids. But I told him we had business to tend to. So again, we have an opportunity of a lifetime, and every year we get to do this. I was talking about to the team, to the offense. I don't remember who it was, but. Obviously this past week has been a very crazy week in the NFL and across the world, given the circumstances that happened on that Monday night game. And, there's so much we have to be thankful for and grateful for, and the opportunities that we have. Why not give it your all while you can? Because you never know when it could be done. So so much to be thankful for. So I want to get a game everything I have.
Do you feel like you're going to be able to do everything you want to do physically a week from Sunday, or whenever you play?
It's not Sunday, so I don't know.
I mean, how close to the Jalen Hurts we're used to seeing do you feel like you'll be?
I can't give you a number. I think that name is that name. The man will be there.
We heard on the broadcast that you hadn't thrown, the first time you threw was on December 29th, that Thursday, which would have been, I guess, 10 days before the game you played. Apparently you didn't throw today. Is that, with the game being 9 to 10 days away, is that okay? Will you be, do you have to throw tomorrow to be ready, or do you need, or is this today? What's the reason for not throwing?
Again, that's the point of the bye week. That's the point of the bye week, to kind of have some time off. Obviously, would have loved to have it a little sooner, but we got it done last week, and it was what it was. But I think we got a lot of guys that need that time, so we can be ready to play our best ball when we need it.
Throughout your football career, going back to high school, college, there's always been a situation where you're preparing for a postseason run. How different is this one compared to other years? It's just all happening.
I think it's I think times change, but the process never changes. And I think as you experience stuff, you begin to adjust that process and kind of find out what's best for you. I think as a team, man, it's just keeping the main thing. That's been a thing that I've said since I've been here, since I've been in college. Keep the main thing. Focus on the things that you need to focus on, so we can do what we want to do as a team. It's a diligent process. It takes everyday investments, and that's what we're putting in. So when it's all said and done, we want to say that we gave it everything that we had.
Devontae obviously has been building throughout the season. Late in the season, he was stacking 100-yard games, eclipsed 1,000 yards. You obviously have history with him. What kind of forced him to just develop in this way and really surge towards the end of the season?
Yeah, I think he's always been a great player, and I think the whole thing about Batman and Robin, where there is no Robin. You got two Batman, you got two superheroes out there out wide making plays consistently, and they play really good complementary football in my eyes. They've been I think the best duo in the league, and they showed that in the back half of the season for sure, how they've been able to make plays. So I think they feed off of each other. They give this whole entire offense energy, and we're going to need a big-time ball from it.
Last one here with Zach.
Hey, when you speak to us about being a triple-threat quarterback, what's the value of your mind and your decision-making in situations where your body's still kind of
I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry.
What's the value of your mind and your decision-making in these situations in particular when your body's trying to get back to it?
Yeah, I think we talk about these situations, but you just want to kind of be consistent. Do what you've done this whole entire time. Want to go out there and be the quarterback that is prepared, like he's done from week 0 to week 18. Play that same way, have that same intensity, have that same type of leadership, and create that same type of energy for your team. I think in the end, I had a mindset where, my pain gives me strength, and I think failure motivates me. So that is a mentality that is passed towards this team. So I bring that up from a motivational standpoint. Is we don't need anything else to get us to go. We have things that we hold ourselves to a standard to, and we want to learn from those things. But we also want to play to our standard all the time. And how do you do that? You do that by being consistent day in and day out, and that's something that we've strived to do all year. So nothing changes regardless of the time of the year, whether it's July, whether it's August, whether it's December, January, February. We want to play to our standard. We want to work to our standard, and that is it's plain and simple. We have to hold each other accountable to do that, and that's why we have a tight-knit group.
It's nothing surprising. That guy's he's a workhorse. He's all about football. He's been that way. He's always trying to get better and work on things. So, I think none of us are happy with I guess how we played the last few weeks. But we all know that if we play our game and we do what has allowed us to be really successful this year, that we can hang with anybody, we can beat anybody. So a lot of this week, and one of the things I enjoy about the bye week is all off season or all in season, you're doing a lot of outward focus. You're focusing on the other team, focusing on the game plan, you're focusing on the plays They're going to allow you to be successful in a specific situation. Whereas now, this week, we really get to hone in on, what allows me to be successful, what allows our line to be successful intrinsically, from our own technique to communication, to all these things that I think as you can't practice them in the course of a season, you get to refocus on them and rehone them. I think that's one of the biggest things about this week.
So that's a true advantage, even ahead of the rest and the home.
I think the rest is okay. I mean, that's obviously rest is great, but you're not going to gain that much physicality with a week off at this point in the season. It's been a long season. Everybody's still going to be sore next week. I really do think the biggest advantage is that little shift from assessment of somebody else to self-assessment, and because we fully believe that success on game day at the end of the day is going to come to us. Whether we make mistakes, whether we turn the ball over, all of these things that are very controllable from our point of view, that's going to determine whether we want to lose any of these games, I believe.
I don't want to keep making references to 2017, but that year...
You're about to.
But that year, you guys made a particular point to put on the pads during that bye week.
Yeah, I don't think there's any surprise for doing something similar. Yeah.
And so do you see value in the pads going back on and the nature of these types of practices?
Well, as the course of the season goes, you can't really do pads all the time. You're limited with the amount of practices you get from the PA. And then two, as the season goes, your body wears down and you want to keep guys fresh. So, to put the pads back on and to, again, technique, hands, all these little fundamentals that allow you to be successful, that you work on every day in the off season, all through training camp. Now all of a sudden we're allowed to go out there. Not allowed to. We can go out there and really work on that stuff. And a lot of that stuff just falls a little bit by the wayside. Not a lot. We're still doing drills like that consistently. Just styling is not going to let you slip up too much. But to really have a week where you just have to focus on that is nice.
So from all that, how close are you guys to thinking you're going to be playing the best ball?
I always go out there thinking we're going to play our best ball. I don't go into a game, like, oh man, not feeling it today. That'd be a bad situation to do in the game. So I feel very confident with our group. I think we got a lot of really, really good players. We have a dynamic offense. So I'm confident we'll be out there and we'll be playing our best ball.
The process, the coding technique, is that self-explanatory, or are there tricks to that you kind of learned throughout the years? How you attack it?
Just do the drills and the little things that work on those techniques and fundamentals. There's no trick to it. Just got to go out there and do the work. I think Nick, one of the videos that he's showing us 1,000 times is this Kobe Bryant video where some reporter's watching him in a gym and he's doing drills that a 7-year-old works out in a basketball court. And he asks the reporter, says, well, why are you doing these elementary drills? Or what makes you think, well, why do you think I'm the best player in the world? So the bottom line is we do a lot of advanced things here.
I try to buy more.
From different techniques to analytics to drawing up plays and schemes and all that stuff is really important. But it's all built on a foundation of talent and knowledge. And to refocus on that after you've been getting away from it and having to focus on other things is nice.
Do you feel that slip at times?
Well, yeah, it's going to slip throughout the course of the season, and that's why I think it's nice to have this bye week to really focus on that again. I think you always are trying to emphasize it, but you only have so much you can do in a week. And you need the game plan, you need the scheme, you need to do all these things that are focused on your opponent each and every week. And so this week we don't have to do it, so we can obviously allocate more time to those other things.
Is it hard not to look ahead when you have the road to do, when you have a week off and 2 home games to get to the Super Bowl, when you have a fan base saying Super Bowl or bust with this year?
It's not hard to look ahead because we only have 1 home game. I think we do not have 2 home games. You got to win that first one. So I think we're not even focused on that week yet, and I know that fans are very much excited, and we're excited too. But we're focused on this week, improving ourselves, getting back to what's allowed us to be successful, ball security, for us, offensive linemen, feet, hand placement, fitting blocks. We'll worry about next week when it's here. And once we find out who we're playing, then we'll start that process. But I don't think, and I hopefully I speak for everybody, we are not looking at all past this week.
Jason, Nick said that Jalen was hurting like hell the term that he used.
Yeah,
that game.
It looks like it. I didn't even know until today. I feel like saw him talking about it a little bit. Yeah, I think he's not a guy that's going to wear that on his sleeve. He's a guy that's a competitor. When he's out there, you fully feel like he's always got this aura about him. Like he can do whatever he wants, and he's the man. So it was not evident on game day that he was hurting. So I think he'll be fine. He's got another couple weeks here to get healthy before this next game, yeah, he'll be good.
On the podcast last week, you said one of your happiest moments of the season was seeing Josh Sweat walk in that day.
Yeah.
Seeing him on the practice field today, given that context, what did that mean to you?
No, it's good. It's Josh is a great player. He's been here for a long time. He's been really successful. So yeah, when that happened, you're waiting to see if his legs are moving, arms are moving. You're sitting there hoping. So we were lucky to know right away he's going to be fine. But to see him the next day, walking around, happy, know that he's going to be good. It's awesome.
Do you feel kind of vindicated with your decision to join this team?
Vindicated. That means do
you feel like you made the right choice?
Do I fly out of bed? Say no more. For sure. At the end of the day, whatever decision I was going to make, I was going to live with it, at the end of the day. But it definitely feels good to win and be a part of a winning team right now and be in the playoffs.
When you got here, how long did it take you to realize that this team had a chance to do something kind of special?
I knew when I signed here, I saw the players on the roster. I knew what we were capable of. I knew we had great potential. But you still got to go out there and prove it. You got to build that chemistry. You got to study week in and week out and be prepared. So it takes more than just looking at the roster. And, of course, your thoughts in the beginning because it's a long season.
What were some of the signs, like when you got here, you thought, okay, there's either X, Y, and Z. We have these components to be good.
I knew facing Jalen, I knew the capability he had, running the ball and also throwing. I knew we had Smitty, we had Quiz, we added AJ. I knew we had a great offensive line. I knew we had a great front seven. I knew we had Slay on the other side. I knew we had some great safeties too that could play well along with the corners. So we had all the pieces, just by going out there and doing it.
You're really smart. You understand the business side of this. You might only be here for a year. Mm-hmm. Does it kind of add some pressure to get it done while you're here? Because this locker room is going to be very different next year, probably.
I would say you try not to think about the future, what could come after the season. You try to take advantage of every year because you don't know how many snaps you have. You don't know when to be your last snap because this game is violent. It's a physical sport, so at any point in time, it could be your last play. So you wouldn't say you feel pressure. I feel like you feel pressured anyway, just because the way football is.
Spend time with my family, take care of my body, watch a little football. Try to find out who we're playing. Continue watching myself like I have been this week.
How do you know how to handle a situation like this in the box?
How to handle?
Yeah,
because I've been through it before.
Okay. That's good, right? It didn't work out so well for you guys.
Sometimes it happens like that.
But are you doing the similar things you did last time?
Yeah, for sure. I'm taking the time to take care of my body and watch as much film I can, especially on myself. And when I get back out there to practice, I work on details.
Are younger guys asking you how to get ready?
I think we got
been through it.
We got guys. We got good guys on this team who kind of lead the way. Everybody got the same goal, and we know what we're trying to do. And I think guys are just buying in and working hard.
How much pressure is there on you guys to deliver? After a record-breaking season, like you set this record, that record, the team, and then the wins margin. How much pressure is there to deliver?
I think that's a perception question, man. I truly believe you don't worry about none of that stuff because everybody's 0-0. Everybody's undefeated. And so it's the same amount of pressure on us as it is on someone else. So we're not worried about what we did or not. during the season, we know we got to come out and play our best game, whoever we're playing, and move forward. So.
Are you okay? Like, noticed you didn't practice today?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just kind of resting?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So did you learn anything personally from having a bye before? Did you learn anything from it?
It's pros and cons to everything. You know, some guys, some people may say, man, how are they gonna, keep the ball rolling and you've been off a week, And like I said, it's pros and cons to everything. And some will say, man, you're giving guys time to get healthy, but we're professionals. This is what we do, and we know if we don't come out and play our best ball, and it could be our last time we play. So it's just about how you handle things and how you look at things, and we just try to look at the things on the positive side, not on the negative side.
How close will we be watching the games this weekend to find out who you guys play?
How close?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check the scores. Sometimes it depends on who's playing. Sometimes how I am, it just depends on who's playing, who I'm gonna watch, and if certain teams playing, I'm not gonna watch.
Like, do you have interest in, like, let's say, like, you got the Cowboys-Bucks game, like, those are two teams.
Yeah,
you have interest in that, right?
Yeah, I definitely watch that game because I know it's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely like the Bills and the Bengals. That game, I know what happened, but that game is gonna be like fireworks, So.
When you talk about having the bye, I mean, obviously you saw Jalen play against the Giants. Wasn't like at full strength. Like, how much does this help, having the week off, help him? Like what you've seen from him and everything, going into next week?
I think him just being out there the past game just helped him out a lot, And then him just getting his feet back wet, and then coming out this week and still practice and prepare, and then he'll have another week to even sharpen those tools, just like everyone else, So I think it was a good thing he was back. So.
Yeah.
Do you guys? I mean, this is kind of new to you, but what is it like practicing with nobody yet?
I mean, that's my world, I try to. I ain't gonna say that on camera, but I try to focus on myself anyway. It's me versus me, regardless of who I'm going against. So most of the time, I watch the DB who I'm going against, but I'm definitely watching myself. Because I'm competing against myself.
So everyone's doing that this week, pretty much.
Pretty much,
right?
Pretty much, and we are watching a couple teams, but right now is mainly focus on yourself, and that's the emphasis going on this week.